I'm sure somebody out there saying, that ain't gonna work.
Or you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Maybe. You know how I learn? I do it wrong. Dang bugs. Back in the woods. Planting some blueberries. Got some soil in there just to kind of give them a head start. And these digging holes. We already got our apples down here. So this will be a little update on the orchard area that we're doing. You remember last fall we had the tractor down here. So right here in the springtime, this starts to swell up with water, and then what it does is it floods all of this, and we kind of want to keep from the ditch side over to here, because right in here next spring we're going to plant apple trees. It gets a lot of sun. I smoothed this area out and took the tractor in there and pushed a bunch of this hawthorn bushes back, crushed them up in there. So now we got a nice area that gets sun all year round, and we're going to plant 2 apple trees here. But we don't want the water that's coming from there to drown them. So I'm going to run a trench from there, along here, along there, over to there. You remember last fall we were up here digging this trench for this seep right there, and we trenched that with the tractor, and then I pushed this area clear, so we've got water running right there for half the year. And me and Lindsay have already put up the fencing. We have another video if you want to see how we did the fencing. So we didn't record doing the fencing in the apple trees, but we got a Honeycrisp right there, got that planted. So the orchard has begun. And then we have this grafted apple tree.
It's called a fruit cocktail.
It's called a fruit cocktail.
The base is a Honeycrisp, and then we have a Granny Smith grafted on, as well as a Yellow Delicious grafted on.
And then Cameron's bringing some more apple trees down, but they're going to be at the very, very beginning of being a start. And we'll line that along this ditch bank. So right here on either side of the road, we'll have apple trees going right here. And then of course the apple trees that we've got right there. So we'll have apple trees going right here. So we'll have us a nice little orchard, you know, we'll have trees coming up over the top like that someday. I might be long gone, but somebody else will be able to enjoy them. So that's what matters. Everything that we're doing with the mindset of that this is going to benefit somebody else in the future. Oh, look, deer tracks. Squirrel. Anyways, we're digging our holes. We're putting blueberries in here. We have blueberries with the other apple tree up on the top, and it's also a Honeycrisp, but we need to get another pollinator for it, or we need to move it down here. One of the two things. But we're going to see how the trees do down here. We got free-range cows, and anybody who's been around free-range cows know they like to push into everything. We've been able to keep them out of the spring. That's going on 2 years. It needs to have some repairs done to it from the snow load, but everything that we fenced off, we've been pretty much able to keep them out of, including the apple trees on the top. But down here, the apple trees are a little bit more vulnerable to them because they feel comfortable down here. The water's down here, and they really want to try to push through that. They'll be able to. It's not electrified and there's no barb. But anyways, we're going to dig these holes, get our blueberries in here. We did some research. Blueberries and apples do well together. And we'll just we're going to see what happens this year before we plant any more hazelnuts or any more trees.
One more thing we found out is that Honeycrisp don't pollinate themselves, which is the reason that we had to get a different kind of apple on this one. So this is self-pollinating because there's 3 types of apples, but Fuji's will pollinate a Honeycrisp, but a Honeycrisp won't pollinate a Fuji. And so we had to be careful and do our research and make sure that these apples will pollinate each other, so we'll actually bear fruit over the next several years.
And we're going to see how they do with snow load. You know, we might have to put some more sticks or something to try to protect them. Cameron was telling me that the wood on the Honeycrisp is really weak wood and snaps off easily. Now, having said that, the one on the top was completely covered in snow, completely encased in snow, and we didn't even lose a limb. We lost nothing on it. And that's the most snow that we've ever had up here. But that doesn't mean that in the future we could even have less snow and snap limbs. So we'll see what happens.
I'm ready to put a blueberry in. I don't think that this is like when we put the apples in and they were a little root bound from being in their pots for so many years.
We got to put some sod in there or some potting soil.
Put a little potting soil in, but I'm not going to pull them apart and pull the soil and roots away from the base like we did with the apple.
Well, they don't know that because we didn't record it.
And they're not that long, these aren't that old. So yeah, let's get some potting soil in this hole and get the first blueberry in the ground.
All right, got no tripod and we got no mics. So we're just going to record us putting down the potting soil. Hopefully it's not going to, the phone's probably going to fall over as soon as I grab this potting soil. Oh well.
If there's anything important. You want to hand me the blueberries?
Videographer is not my first trade.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I think so. Move your hands. You're right on the corner right there.
So if I move over to the bush, you're not going to get me?
Probably not on this one. Probably on the next one. Well, here, I can adjust it. Here, let me adjust it. There it goes. All right, yep. Maybe we edit it, maybe we don't. YouTube don't seem to care. Man. Real life. If you're doing that, without me, I could just record you.
Yeah, do it.
Jumping the gun.
And action.
It's always the one who jumps the gun.
All good?
Yep.
The hole's plenty deep, so we're going to fill it with some good garden soil. With some fertilizer already in it.
Probably be good to cut those roots out of there. Or pull them out.
Will you hand me the snippers? Yes, Nathan says I should be pulling these back, which, no, I broke that off. And I already got my little potting soil in. Now the berry goes in. And
No, use potting soil.
right, well,
The potting soil gives us a better chance of the roots taking in this soil. This might not be optimal soil. It's pretty black, it's pretty wet, but it gives the plant the nutrients that it needs during this first year. Our goal is to get it past the first year. That's what we did on top. We use potting soil just like this.
more potting soil.
More potting soil. And action.
I'm using these little blueberry buckets to put more soil in the ground, but these will stay up here for when Cameron brings his little starts for his apple trees up here, and we can just put those in. Let them sit for a year, move them into a bigger one.
Maybe.
It takes a long time for a seedling to grow.
Oh, I know, but
these
those
are probably 5 years old.
Those are good tomato pots. They're the right size for tomato pots.
All right, fair enough.
We'll see.
Now we have to have enough for all of them.
We
Should I
do.
be careful and
No.
not overfill.
Load it up. There's enough. I think it's too low.
Well,
How
yeah, I'm
low?
gonna scoop away, and this will be more level. But it can only go to the base.
Okay, so then the bush needs to come up, because I can see right now it's below the ground line that you've dug.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Well, yeah.
So don't you want the
I'm
root?
gonna be using too much potting soil if I.
No, babe, don't worry about that. You're not going to.
Fill like
We'll dig our other holes more shallow. That's better. That's closer to the top. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Is that closer to the level?
Yes.
All right.
There's a lot more potting soil there than you think. All right, y'all get the idea. I'm gonna set the camera back up and get to work.
You're bringing those berries with you because I'm thinking your hole's almost ready. Oh, something just bite me.
Probably. Oh, my phone case is cracking.
No.
Yeah, that's stinky. That didn't last very long.
China.
China. No more China tariffs.
Okay, good. That's ready now. Ready now.
I'm sure somebody out there saying, that ain't gonna work.
Or you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Maybe. You know how I learn? I do it wrong.
The hard way. Okay.
The hard way. Huh?
Where's my lesson? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's too deep. I think just put in more. Sorry, you're good to go. Put a lot of potting soil in there.
Oh, great. Are little peat moss? This looks like a little moss.
I know. Look. Back breaking. Bill hanging. Get it all pretty good. Oh, wait a minute. See a worm in there. That's good news.
Dude, that is great.
Squeezing the pots, just like the tomatoes and the peppers. Get those roots loosened up a little bit. Oh, we can take these tags off of here too. Some more in that hole. Dang it, that one just broke off. I'm not even joking. That one had blueberries on it. Just snapped off. Nina, coming back. Nope. All right, America, we get her did. Get her did.